Welcome back, Mavericks. Tonight, we're going to talk about one gear bikes again. You know, we spend a lot of time on this channel talking about one gear nation. And whether it's fixed gear or single speed, maybe you've got a regular bike. And as we've talked about, you're interested in potentially trying to make it a single speed bike or convert to a single speed bike or add a single speed bike to your collection of bikes. Whatever you're thinking. Perhaps you're a peddler on a budget and you want to decide for yourself before you invest the money whether or not you want to convert. Well, tonight we're going to talk about the 3 ways you can do that on the cheap and figure out if you like a one gear bike or if you want to stick with your multi-gear. So let's get into it. Hey, if you like the content of our channel, be sure you hit like and subscribe. And make sure you hit that notification bell so you can know when we release new content every week. Consider becoming a Patreon as well. Help support the channel and share our bike love worldwide with everyone who loves bikes as much as we do. Alright, so the first thing you want to do is have a bike, which that's the easiest step in the process. I've got my old Volani here, steel from the 70s. I want to experiment with having a one gear bike without spending the money or the time converting it before I'm sure that one gear is really for me. Step 2, choose your gear ratio. Remember, if you've seen our earlier episodes talking about one gear bikes, perfect ratio roughly 275. So 275 is simply the math between the crank and the rear cog, whichever one you're choosing. The ratio should be that the smaller number can go into the bigger number 2.75 times roughly. If you end up with 272 or 28, 285, you're probably doing fine anyways. But 275 is the ideal. So what we're going to do is we're going to count the numbers. Front, in this case, I have a 50 tooth front and a 34 tooth front. So I've got 2 gears on the front. I'm going to select one of them. We're going to take the 50 because that's easier. And then what I'm going to do is divide the rear cogs, independent cogs, into it until I get roughly 275. 50 divided by 18, 277. Typically, your 17, 18, 19 tooth cogs are going to be somewhere right in the middle of a 10 or 11 speed cassette in the rear. Now, it's easier to count with the wheel off and the cassette readily available with nothing in the way. All right, so this is the one. I have a 50 in the front and an 18 in the back. Step 3, go ride the damn bike. Leave it in this gear. Only ride it in this gear. Do not shift. Do not change the front. Do not change the rear. Ride it as it is. That's it. 3 simple steps. There's your one gear bike. Ride it up hills. Commute to work. Go around town. Go get groceries. Whatever you do or intend to do with your bike when it's one gear, you now have a one gear bike. You just don't shift it. Give yourself a month on it. Give it a lot of testing. Ride it all over the place. After a month, you can decide, hey, you know what? Kind of like this one gear thing. Or maybe you're like, you know what? That one gear thing's just not for me. I'm going to go back to my regular bike, in which case it's already here. So for $0 and a few minutes of your paying attention to some maths, then you have a one gear bike to try out. So that's it, Mavericks. Now that you got your bike configured, get out there and ride it, all right? One gear. Come on, let's ride. And don't forget to pick up your SCHWAG from this episode or any of our episodes at the Maverick Store.